in the last section. We've got 3 modules today. We're going on to a module called the personal brand. And all this really is doubling down on those strengths, right? So we've looked, yes, at our weaknesses, we've looked at our insecurities, and we are going to dive into them at the end of the day, which we're talking about limiting beliefs, what those really are, how to get over them. Right now, we're going to double down on our strengths. So in the last module, in the last hour and a half, you'll have hopefully got a better understanding of what you're here for, what your intention is, why I'm here, who I am, and why I think that I can help you. And as I said, I'll talk more about my stories a bit later on, as I think they might help and provide some good context. So this particularly will help if you are not confident, if you're not happy at work, or you're in a relationship that's not really working for you, if you're not happy in your household, you're not happy in your home, you want to make a change. This should be really helpful for you, or you just really want to up level. So, new piece of paper. Grab a new fresh piece of paper, a new page in your journal. Hopefully I can get an emoji or a thumbs up, something from you guys to say that you're here and you've got that piece of paper with you. Let's have some action. Let's have some movement. Nevertheless, when you have got your piece of paper, I'll wait for those comments to come through, but keep on going in the meantime. What I'd like you to do is divide the piece of paper into 6 sections. So I've done them kind of like the one over here is a bit bigger than this one. An accident. Define myself. I'm not a drawer. I don't enjoy drawing. I'm not, it doesn't, it's not one of my specialties. Right, I'm refreshing the chat in case that. Get your piece of paper. Let's do some lines. So we've got 6 boxes. Okay, however you want to do them, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what color it is. It doesn't matter what style it is. Just you could do a page each. I don't mind. 6 boxes, 6 sections. Okay. Now at the top of each section, you're going to put the title. Okay, and I'm going to put the titles. I don't think I can comment in the chat. I don't know. That's fine. Okay, so in the first box, you were going to put career. At the top, you're going to put career. Or work, whatever word resonates with you most. Second one, you're going to put relationships. So not in the middle of the box, just at the top as like a title. Relationships, brackets, family or romantic. So, or just, you don't have to write that, just imagine it, right? So careers, relationship, finances, career, relationship, finances. Doesn't matter what order they're in. Physical health, self-development, and social. I will write it down on my piece of paper so I can hold it up and you can see. So we're going for career in one box. We're going for relationships in another box. We are going finances in another. Physical health in another box. We're going for self-development in another one. And we are going for social, so your social life, another one. So I don't know if you can, here we go, let's hold it a little bit closer. There we go. Okay, so again, let me know in the comments, I'll refresh them again. Let me know if you've got that. Let me know if we're there. Okay. Right, so now what you're going to do is underneath the title, you are going to draw a line separating the box in half, kind of like that, okay? So in each one, you're going to separate the box in half, draw a line right down the middle, like that, okay? Doesn't have to be pretty, just has to be done, all right? So we've got 6 boxes, 6 titles, and 2 halves in each box. Brilliant. If I don't see your comments, it's because they're not coming through, but that's fine. What we're doing here is we're focusing on our strengths, right? A lot of what stops us from being authentic is believing that our authentic self isn't good enough. We believe that our authentic self isn't good enough. But what we've just discovered is that our authentic self is whatever we identify with, that feels right? You can't identify with something that you're not and is so far away from what you feel like? So we've looked at both extremes, where you are now, or maybe like the worser parts of where you are now and where you could be. That's what we've looked at. But actually, when you focus on your strengths, you feel better in yourself. You're nice around other people, right? We focus a huge amount on our weaknesses. In school, we're taught to focus on the things that we're not good at so we can improve. Yes, that's important. But when we do that, we become less skilled at the ones we're really strong at, or less confident in the ones we're really strong at. There's a fable, I believe. Don't know what the fable's called, but it's something like the school for animals, the animal school. Probably one of you will know this. And the fable goes that all of these animals were taken to this school. So you've got a duck, you've got a tiger, you've got a rabbit. Let's stick to those three, right? Now, we'll go with fish, right? The fish, really good at swimming, but it can't climb. Fish can't climb. Now, this school wants all-rounded animals. So the fish is asked to spend more time trying to climb. But it's so slippery and it can't, and it gets cut. It gets cut on its side, right? We're imagining it's climbing underwater, so it's still staying alive. But what really is truthful in this, realistic in the story. Then the rabbit, really good at jumping. So good at jumping. Feels great jumping. But it can't swim very well. It can't fly. We'll go with that one. I don't know if animals can, if rabbits can swim. The rabbit can't fly. So it keeps practicing being chucked off a little mound and tries to fly. It can't. And so every time it gets thumped and thumped, eventually the back legs get sore. So it can't jump anymore. And the same goes with all these animals. And the point is that yes, working on our weaknesses is good, but actually what are we good at? What are we here to do? What is our mission in this life? And it might not just be one thing, and it might not be something you need to know now. I'm so lucky, I'm so grateful that over a year ago, I discovered mine, and that is this. That this here right now is what I am meant to do. I know it from the core of my being, right? I know it from the core of my being. But if I was focusing on the things that I'm not good at, I would feel like a terrible human being. I would feel like I'm not enough. So I doubled down on what I'm good at. And actually some of the best business men and women allocate the things that they're not great at to the people who are better. And eventually their old jobs are allocated to somebody else who's even better at that job than they are, right? And they're more in control. They're doing what they are made to do. Their skills, okay? But what we want to do is, actually a lot of you won't know what your strengths are, or won't know how to get better at your strengths, won't know how to feel like a better person because of your strengths, because so many people are focusing on your weaknesses, or you're focusing on your weaknesses. So that's what today is all about. That's what this section is all about. So in the box on the left, right, in this section here, right, of each one, what I'd like you to write is your strengths in those key areas. So write it, I am something. So under career, on the left, in the left section, I am what? I am dedicated. Now, if you don't have a job, that's fine. It might be that in a job I am, or in previous jobs I was. It might be you're volunteering, right? It doesn't have to be a paid job or career, like a massive career, just something that you do. Something that you do that is of service to other people. That's a career. That's of service, right? So in that left box, I am what? What is this strength? We'll start with just career. But if you're on a roll with this, keep on going with the different sections, right? I'll try and give you some examples. In career, I am confident with speaking in large group meetings. In my career, I am creative. In my career, I am someone who knows what they want to do. I am the leader in my job. I am someone who brightens people's days within my career, right? Make it relevant to that, otherwise you'll get stuck with the other categories, okay? I'm going to leave you to go on that one. With relationships, Who are you? What are your strengths within a relationship? You might think, I don't have a partner. I don't have any kids. I barely have any friends. Every single day you interact with somebody, you're building a relationship. So what are your strengths within, and with this one, because obviously we've got social, within relationships with specifically talking about the stronger relationships. What are you strong at with your mum? Now, you might not have spoken to your mum in 20 years. You might not have the best relationship with your dad, but you will have strengths within that. What are those strengths? Right, your family. Maybe you always give your family a call every Friday. That's something you're really good at. You're really committed to being there for them, right? What about your finances? Who are you in terms of finances? What are your strengths? I'm somebody who puts aside money each month. I'm somebody who doesn't spend unnecessarily. I am somebody who only buys stuff they really like. I'm somebody who is building, who is committed to being financially free. And the strength in that is the being committed, not the ideal, not the dream, that you actually are committed, and there's proof of that. Right, social. I always check up on my friends. I'm always WhatsApping them to see if they're okay. Right, I am somebody who brings smiles to a party. I am somebody who always smiles at the person on the checkout, right? I am strong at making a conversation when there's nothing to make conversation about. I don't get awkward. I don't get awkward in tricky situations, social situations. Self-development. What are you strong at with self-development? What are you good at? Are you somebody who writes a journal every day? I commit to writing in my journal every single day. I wake up at X a.m. I wake up at 5 a.m. I'll talk about that in the morning routine bonus, and I'll tell you all about the bonuses at the end of today. I wake up at 5 a.m. That is something that I am so strong at with my self-development. I am personally, I do journal every day, right? I read a book a month, or a couple of books a month. What are you strong at? Physical health, what are you strong at? Right? It doesn't matter what your medical records say. What are you strong at with your physical health? Maybe it is you're strong at taking the right meds every day. You're strong at having a dream of where you want to be with your physical. So I'm gonna again shut up and give you a couple of moments to just fill that in. So on the left-hand side of each box, you're gonna write your strengths in those key areas. Now I am gonna ask I'll be specific, Maria, if possible, could you just write something like right here or send an emoji in the chat, because I don't think that I'm getting anything. If you can write that for me now, I'll refresh and see if it comes through. Let's see. Okay. I don't believe I'm getting any. That's fine. We'll just carry on and I will assume that you're all good. Okay. I'm not getting anything from the chat, so I do apologize. Can't help that, I'm afraid. But we will go on. Next step, okay? In the right-hand section of the box, what I want you to put is how can you capitalize on these strengths? So what I mean by capitalize is how can you make yourself even stronger in these areas? So you're already strong at them. You already know that you're good at them. You already feel good when you do these things. You feel good because you do these things. What could you do to make yourself 1% stronger? Okay, I'll give you some examples. So if you always check on your friends, this is social, if you always check on your friends via WhatsApp and you just message them, well, could you give them a call? Could you step up and give them a call, or actually meet up in person? Maybe they're somebody who feels a bit lonely sometimes and actually wants to meet up in person. So maybe you could up level that even more. You're doing such a great job by checking in on them. Could you actually take that a step further? What about your family? You always have a phone call every Friday with your family. That's great that you turn up. That's great that you do that. A lot of people don't do that. But what about if you called them out of the blue? What if you gave them a surprise visit or sent them a card? Do you know what? People love receiving cards, right? Not just when you have something to say or something to tell them, but when you actually just want to check in with them, right? You could learn how to communicate better, so you're even better with your relationships. Okay, I've just had confirmation that the chat is 100% not working. Okay, I'm going to give you a few minutes to do that while I open this in a new tab. See if that helps. I appreciate all of your efforts. Let's have a look. Okay, we've got a boo. Look at all of these comments. Right, I've popped the chat box out so I can see them all now, and I can comment too. That's great. Thank you, Maria, so much. You're halfway through them, Jordan. Cool. I've got it now. I've got it now. Great. Appreciate it. What are you strong at, and how could you be even stronger? I'm going to think of some for me. So I often put, what am I going to, so you got me thinking as well. I'm very good at, in my career, I'm very good at having conversations with people and being present with people. But with my family, sometimes I could be thinking about work, and so I'm less present with them. So whilst I have calls with them, the way that I do check up on them, I send my family a message every single, pretty much morning and night, but I'm not always present when I'm on the phone with them. So I would say that actually taking some of what I'm good at in my career and actually using that and being more present with my family would be a great one for me. So I'm going to write that down. Physical health. I move a fair bit, but not as much as I could. So doing this 1 mile run, I feel like that's already quite good. I'm going to see how I get on with that. You don't want to do too much, right? This isn't about overloading yourself. This is about making yourself feel even better about your strengths. You're struggling with self-development. Okay. What have you got anything in there that you're already good at, you're already strong at? So I would say, Maria, you reach out for support a lot. I'd say that's really, really great, right? That's a skill of yours. You are actually the one I'd say even more so. So I work with Maria doing coaching, and Maria is so keen to improve, so keen to make a change in her life. And I would say that drive is a strength, okay? So how can we make that even stronger? Well, you're doing your non-negotiables. What about the journaling, right? Can you check in with yourself a little bit more? Can you maybe, through the work that you do, through the volunteering that you do, spread that will to improve with other people, right? That's something that you're good at. How could you do that? How are the rest of you getting on? Daniel, how are you doing? Yeah, don't judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree. That's from quite a while ago, wasn't it? So this is all about you. This is not about me rambling on. This is about you. Any others of you struggling with certain areas? Right, so if you're good with your health, could you encourage a family member to come along too? If you like going for a run, if you like playing tennis, why don't you encourage one of your family members to come with you? Right, so I'm going to give you an example from my own life back when the pandemic hit. So when the pandemic hit, I was in London. I was working for Students' Union, which is sort of the fun part of a university. I forget if I explained this earlier. And this student union, it was fun, right? It was engaging with students, but I worked at this satellite campus. So every student union has like the core campus, right? So you've got Birmingham University, right? They'll have a big student union, a big campus. Then they'll also have one spread out. So I went to Loughborough University, but they have a satellite campus in London, which is a smaller one. So I was at Anglo-Ruskin Student Union, but at the satellite campus in London. So I had my own office, which was wonderful, but I had my own office, which meant I kind of was quite lonely, okay? So when the pandemic hit and we went home, I actually had never felt more sociable because it meant that everybody from the different SUs was now online and I felt way more connected. But whilst that was good, this job, I joined this job to work with students and the students weren't there. So I suggested that how else can we reach the students except through emails? We're like, emails aren't going to work. What about video? Because the last 6 months, I've been really getting into videography. I've been interested in photography for a lot of years, but I was getting into video editing a lot. And I wanted to get better at videography. So they agreed, and I spent my work time filming a video for the students, basically a vlog. A pandemic vlog about what I was doing to stay motivated. And now I do this. Could you see it coming? So when she saw that I was strong at it. She saw I was good at communicating. She saw I was good at filming. She saw I was good at editing. And so she wanted me to focus on the things that I was strong at. So in the mornings I would wake up and I would learn, I would do new video editing skills, so that I could then employ that. And I was excited about my day. So I utilized my strengths to become even stronger at work. So when I said, if you're unhappy at work, this could help you, this is how, okay? Look at these areas. And if you can do more of them, if you can do more of what you're good at rather than what you're not good at, then you're going to enjoy your job a lot more. When we do the things we're not good at, we think we're useless. Right? I don't like writing reports. So when I was in that job, I luckily had an amazing manager who knew that it was not in her interest nor in my interest for me to do things that I didn't like and wasn't good at, right? Not just for that, what you don't like, because that's how you learn what you do like, but also wasn't good at and kind of didn't need to be good at. So if I had run an event, then yes, I needed to be the one to write the report. But if someone else had run an event, she wouldn't come to me to write a report. She'd come to me to lead the training, to lead the training for the new course reps, okay? And therefore I started to enjoy my job more because I was tailoring it towards my strengths. What in your life can you tailor towards your strengths to improve it? What do we think? Let's have some examples. Let me see. Refresh this chat, okay. Just working through the right side of the bits now. Daniel slowly getting there. That's 3 minutes ago. Again, having some trouble with the chat, so bear with me. I'll keep trying to refresh it. This is going to be a shorter module, okay? So we're going to, with the limiting beliefs, the final module is going to be a big one, right? Might even be in your relationships. What do you like doing around the house? I'm lucky I have fake grass, right? I know it's not environmentally friendly, but I love it. It dries so quickly. Just go out there, lie on it, beautiful. No soil, don't have to worry about mud. It's great. But if I had a garden, I don't really enjoy, nor am I probably very good at doing the lawn mowing. But I don't mind doing washing up, right? I don't really enjoy doing hoovering, so I have to lug the hoover up the stairs and, right, probably a bit lazy, but also I don't really enjoy it, right? Check in your family. What do you actually enjoy? What would you prefer to do, right? Because yes, we have to do things that are uncomfortable. We have to do things we don't want to. But actually, could you be getting stronger and doing more of what you enjoy and feeling better in yourself by doing those things? And the reason why we're looking at this is because this doesn't only impact you. this impacts other people. Just like the pandemic, where a disease can spread out to loads of other people, so can your mood. And your mood is better when you feel better about yourself. You feel better about yourself when you're confident in yourself, when you're doing what you love, when you're doing what you're good at, when you're doing what makes you happy, right? When you do more of what makes you happy, you get better at it. When you get better at it, you get happier too. When you get happier and you're good at something, that's valuable. Valuable to be around, and valuable in terms of what it offers and what you can achieve and what people can gain from you in terms of knowledge. There's also something called the 4-minute rule. Just checking your chat, seeing how you're getting there. Can I explain how you could capitalize on the last 3 categories? So, I mean, it helps if I know your strengths, because that's what it's ultimately related to. Social. So if you are, so Jordan, I know that you have a business, you have a clothing brand, and so you don't necessarily have as much time as other people for going out and spending time with friends, right? So you're maybe more focused on your relationships area of your family and your relationships and things like that. But with social, you can also include in their social media, right? How are you showing up for other people? How are there small things that you could be doing to connect more with people, right? So again, as I said, it's difficult for me to say how you can capitalize on a strength if I don't know what the strength initially is. So look at self-development. How can you work on a strength with self-development? So self-development, you are somebody who is very driven, right? Very driven to achieve what you want to achieve. So you can step up and help other people do that because you have that. So you can capitalize on that because it's easy for you to be passionate. It's easy for you to talk about what you do. So you can inspire other people through that. Now I'm aware that you've just started doing mentoring. So that's exactly that step up. That is the step up, right? That's capitalizing on it. You're doing something that you love and you're good at. And finally, physical health. So physical health might be that, again, I don't know your strength, right? So I'll talk about mine. Physical health for me, I'm very good at handstands. I'm really good at handstands. And obviously if I do handstands, it helps me be healthy in my body and in my brain. It gives me a sense of like stability and calm and peace and relaxation. So for me to capitalize on that, I have decided I have no interest in teaching handstands to anyone else. But actually, I can help maybe my partner learn how to do a handstand. I can use my ability to do handstands by doing handstands in like the park or at the gym, and therefore connect with other people and use that to make me stronger at my social game, right? So it might not be capitalizing to be even better at the physical health. It might capitalize to be even better at a different area. What we're looking at here is your strengths and how you can use them. Not right. You might be a gamer. You might be great at gaming, and everyone's told you it's a useless skill. Is it? Or is there a way that actually you can learn from that and you can use that to become something that improves your life? Okay. So I am going to go on to talk about the 4-minute rule. Okay. The main part is recognizing your strengths with this. The 4-minute rule is that scientifically backed, okay? If you get home from work, you open the door, right? So imagine it, got home from work, walked in the door, and somebody's there, right? You decide who. It's your mum, your dad, your brother, your partner, your friend. Just imagine that, or yeah. And they say, how was your day? And you say, oh, it was all right. The first 4 minutes of any interaction determine how that entire interaction is going to go, just from the first 4 minutes. So if you got home, or wherever you're going, you walked in and said, how was your day? And you say, Do you know what? It was really good. If you don't mind, I'd just like to tell you this one great thing that happened, and then you explain what happened. And then ask what happened, how was their day, with enthusiasm and presence. Like you really want to know, like you really care, right? That's going to change the interaction. Excuse me. I hope it's not COVID. Sorry. Okay. The first 4 minutes. I'm not crying. And this can, excuse me. This can go for a phone call as well, right? So if, I feel like really tickling through. Sorry. You have to listen to me cough now. Right, let's hope that's the last of it. We're going to go on a 5-minute break in a sec. And the 4-minute rule, if you're on a phone call to somebody and you answer the phone, hey, how you doing? How's your day? And then you kind of scroll on your phone whilst they're talking to you. So you don't really know what they've said. You're not present, then they're not really going to be interested in what you said unless they're applying the 4-minute rule and they're trying to get you on board with it. Whereas if you phone somebody and you don't have that much energy, you can muster that energy for 4 minutes. And the thing is when you muster that energy for just 4 minutes, you increase their energy level. And when their energy level increases, they bring you up too. So you are now having, whatever you want to call it, high vibration interaction, a high energy interaction. So I'm bringing, in the first 4 minutes of this, I bought my energy, I bought my attention, I bought my presence, I bought my knowledge, and hope, and that will have impacted the rest of this interaction, okay? Because you know I care. You get that from me. It'll be over tomorrow, I promise. It's all gone away. Okay? And I want you to try this tonight. Whoever you're going to meet tonight, employ the 4-minute rule. Because it will have a ripple effect. And the thing is with the ripple effect is it comes back to you. Okay? It impacts you too. Because when you see other people happy and full of energy, you feel happy too. Think about your birthday. I love this example. Think about your birthday, right? Maybe think about your birthday as a kid. We'll start there. How did you feel on your birthday? How did you feel waking up on your birthday? Probably hella freaking excited and like it was the best day of your life. I remember every time when I go to bed when I was like maybe between 6 and 9, right? I'd go to bed the night before my birthday and be like, oh my God, it's my birthday tomorrow. I'd get my teddies and be like, I'd line them up and be like, guys, we're turning 8 tomorrow. I'd be really excited. And I'd wake up in the morning and be like, it's my birthday. And my mum was really excited. It's your birthday. And we'd all jump on the bed and we'd open presents. And because I was excited for the present that someone had given me, they were excited. They wanted to see my reaction when I opened their present, rather than being jealous that it wasn't their birthday. And you will get some of those. We call those mood movers, okay? People who suck up the mood, no matter what. We'll talk about that tomorrow. But how are you now? How are you now on your birthday? Like, some of you will still be really, really excited. Others of you, oh, it's just another year older. Look at that new wrinkle. Right? And then your kids who've maybe done something nice for your birthday, they see that you're not happy and excited and you're focusing on the bad things. You're focusing on the fact that you're older, that you don't want them to say how old you are. That you don't want them to put candles on the cake. And that impacts them too. So focusing on your energy levels impacts other people's energy levels. Often we can dip to hit other people's, and that's good. If somebody's just had a family member die, you don't want to be bouncing up on the walls. But often, what people need is a bit more energy, and you can help them with that. And focusing on your strengths and knowing that within your relationships, within your work, within your finances, within all of these things, all these key areas, that you are strong in some way. And rather than focusing on the money you don't have, the people you don't have in your life, the things that the people in your life have not done or have done that you didn't like, instead of thinking about all the friends that you don't have, think about the ones that you do. Think about the things that you do have. Right? So when I said strengths, maybe I'll be completely honest. Maybe I described that wrong, and I said, "What are your strengths?" But actually, what are the strengths in those areas? I should have described it as that. What are the strengths in that area? Not necessarily with you. Rather than focusing on, like, I'm just like Jordan. I focus on my business. I focus on my work because it's what I love more than anything. But I've always personally had more close friends, fewer close friends than lots of friends. But if I was focusing on what I'm lacking and feeling like a victim, I would think I've got no friends. Why can't I have more friends? And that would make me feel low, which wouldn't be nice for the people I'm around. The friends I do have would feel, why can't you appreciate us? Even if I didn't explicitly say, oh, I have no friends in front of them. It's not as obvious as that. Okay? So, going to go for a 5-minute break before we hit module 3, because it's 5:30, okay? 5:30. I'm anticipating a 6:30 finish, I think. So, before we go, I would love, and I don't know if I can see your messages, but I will try. If you can put in the chat 3 words that describe you at your very best. 3 words at your best. So, okay, they will come through. I'm going to read through your messages, what you think about that. 3 words that describe you on a really great day. So maybe your birthday, if you still love it. Maybe for me, on a day when I am going to speak. So I recently went to speak at my old university, and I was definitely the best version of myself. Where I was calm, I was bold, and I was enthusiastic. And those are my 3 words: calm, bold, and enthusiastic. Calm, because if I'm too enthusiastic, then I will talk too quickly and I won't feel I'm in control of what I'm saying. And I also, if something goes wrong, you can be enthusiastically delirious or enthusiastically frustrated, right? So I want to be enthusiastically calm, right? A little bit of both. And bold, because what we're saying here today, and especially tomorrow with the mindset section that's talking about self-responsibility, a lot of people don't want to hear that because they're uncomfortable in it. They don't want to recognize that actually where they are in life is because of them. And so I need to be bold in saying what I know is true, or what is my truth. It might not be your truth. But again, we said open mindsets, and open mind doesn't mean that you're going to agree with everything I say, but I need to be bold in saying what's authentically true to me. Okay, the 4-minute rule, Maria. The 4-minute rule was when you walk into a room, the first 4 minutes determine any interaction. So not even in a room, I'm online with you guys now on a phone call. The first 4 minutes determine the rest of the interaction, okay? So how do you can always, no matter how tired you are, with your jet lagged, whatever, you can always show up as your best in those 4 minutes. So how do you know what's your best? How can you be the best version of yourself for 4 minutes if you don't know what they are? That's why I'm asking you to come up with 3 words that describe you at your best. Okay? And that is how we show up for the first 4 minutes.